Hello there, welcome everybody. My name is Don, and we've got another very easy little magic trick or illusion for you to make for yourself. It doesn't take too much time and doesn't take too much material either, so inexpensive to make and easy to do. So what we've got is a tube and a cube. That's all, a cube and a tube, that's all we need. And in the tube we can see there are slots either side of the tube, the full width of the tube, and two windows, top and bottom. I don't know if you can see those, top and bottom. And the cube, if we slip that in the top, will slide in and out or up and down inside the cube. Okay, so if I can get it out and just put the cube to one side for a moment. Then we've got a sword. Well, looks like a sword, and it's a solid as anything. There's no trapdoors or anything untoward about it. And if we slip that into the slot, and we can see that the sword is covering the whole of the inside of the tube. And then if I take my tube again and bring that over to there, and again it will slide through the sword. And then if I take out the sword, we have the tube or the cube at the bottom. So there we are. I think you'll agree that's a neat little trick. We'll spend the rest of the video showing you how exactly I made it, all the sizes you need, what materials, and how to do the trick. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel and click the all button, the like button and all button, and you will be informed when I put new videos up, which will be quite frequent. Okay, so we'll get on with the video then, and I'll show you how I made it. So we need a piece of thin card, and I normally associate this kind of thickness or thinness of card with cornflake packaging. You know, the big family size cornflake packets or similar. The packaging that they come in is generally the right kind of cardboard that you need. And if you're making other stuff more substantial, which is what I do from time to time, I use 2mm cardboard. Well, if you stick 3 pieces together like that, then you get 2mm card that you can work with. So you would need 3 pieces, front and back, of a cornflake packet plus another bit, PVA glue, put them under a weight overnight, and you will have 2mm card. But for now, all we need is this thin stuff. So what we need to do is decide how big we want our cube to be. Now, it doesn't really matter what size it is. I've chosen 2 5/8 of an inch or 4 centimeters or thereabouts. So whatever size you choose, it doesn't matter. This is like an optimum size, I think, anyway. So we need to divide this piece of card into 12 squares, 3 by 4, and they all need to be that size, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, all the same size. So we've got all squares. Okay, so we've marked out the 12 different squares. Now we need to cut away this area, so cut along that line, cut along that line, cut down there, cut down there, cut, 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 cut. So we've got a T shape like that. Now what you can do, rather than fold, because although it's thin card, it's a bit too thick to fold. So I've got a piece here. If you've got a very sharp knife and you cut just a little bit like that, just score it, then you can bend that card like that. and you can make up your square like that. It maybe needs a little practice. Cut a few pieces first. The first few times you'll cut right the way through it. Well, don't do that. Sort of cut halfway, if you like. So you're scoring the card and you can bend it like that. So that's what we need to do then. Score, 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 score. Is that right? Yeah. Score, score. Yeah. Well, the remaining squares. No, it's going to be score, 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 score. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you've done that, you can fold it around into a cube shape. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. Make my thin cardboard cube, and then another piece, but make this dimension about 1 millimeter bigger. So 41 millimeters. If these are 4 centimeters, then this will be 41 millimeters. So 1 millimeter or 1/32 of an inch bigger. So just fractionally bigger. Then cut out this piece and score that piece and that piece. Score, score, and you'll be able to make a half of a cube. Okay, if I go away and do it and glue them together, I'll come back and show you what I mean. So I'll be back in just one moment. So I've cut and scored my cube, bent it all round together, glued it with hot melt glue. Took about 2 minutes to do, so nice and easy job. And then the other piece, the 3-sided one, that will fit over like that to make it look like one cube, when in fact there are 2. Okay, so that's what we need to achieve, something like that. A cube and then a sleeve over the top like that. Okay, that's the thin card. So now we need some thicker card. You could use thin if you wanted, but I just think this makes it a more professional outcome if you use 2 millimeter card. You remember, if you glue 3 pieces of this thin together, you will make up 2 millimeters. Or if you can buy a sheet of 2 millimeter card, all well and good. So we need whatever that is. I think we chose an 1 inch and 5/8 or 4 centimeters. Is that right? And make these 4 pieces. Again, about 1 millimeter, 1/32 of an inch wider. So we've got a bit of clearance for that to fall through. So that's just a fraction, maybe a little bit more, about maybe 1/8 of an inch, something like that. Just a bit wider than the cube itself. So cut the width, and then I've chosen the length of 8 inches, which is 200 millimeters. Yes, 200 millimeters, 20 centimeters. And this is going to be wider, because by the time we put that there and that there, it's going to be this width plus the width of these 2 pieces. So it's going to be that width, if you see what I mean. And again, plus a bit to give it clearance for the cube to fall through. Okay, so that's the 2 sizes we need. That size and this size. Before we put it together, if I just think that this is an easier way, so that will sit actually that way. That will sit there, and this bit will sit here, and it's going to naturally make a slot to put the middle bit through. I think it's easier and better looking doing it this way than putting a whole piece in and then cutting a slot out. You could do it that way if you so wished, but I just think it's better this way. Okay, so the lengths of these are going to be half this, less a bit. Less, however, well, you're going to put 2mm slot through there, so it's going to be like that. Okay, so that's the 4 side pieces, and then the front and the back, cut these out so people can see that going in there and it falling out at the bottom there. And what makes, I think, this just a slightly different version of what you may have seen before, I've drilled a hole and put a toothpick through there. So when I put a toothpick in there, this, wait a minute, this is going to drop down and go there. It's going to stay there. This toothpick is going to stop it. Okay, so it's going to be like that. You're not going to see it. So that when I put, again, up, when I drop this down, I'm going to release this at the same time, and this will fall through to the bottom. Not a very good example because it's not all put together, but I'll do it, I'll assemble it all, and then you may have a bit more idea of what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so that will stick through there. It needs to be a little bit easier than that. So this is going to be at the back, and nobody's going to see that you take that little bit of toothpick out for it to drop down. Okay, so again, I'll assemble it all and come back and show you. So I assembled my tube, painted it black, and just put a nice bit of coloured paper on the front just to finish it off. So we've got our, we've got our slots in the side there that you could put a piece of 2mm card through like that. You could just use a piece of scrap card like that, or you could go a stage further and make it a little more showbiz and stick that as like a dagger through there, and you can show that moving in and out. I think, yes, moving in and out like that just makes it look a bit more presentable, I think. And it didn't take much more to make than cutting that, just 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so we've got to learn how to use this. So all the preparation is that you, because it's black you can hardly see it, but with that toothpick sticking out there, just press it so that it's not coming through at all. You can feel it smooth on the inside. That's the only preparation that you need to do. Okay, so that when you put your cube or cubes together like that, you can put it in there and you can demonstrate that that cube slides through the tube like that. Then when you go through the last time, just press that. That's all you have to do, press that. So there's a part of, well, you won't see it, but a part of the toothpick is sticking through. And then at the other end, you're just picking up the top part of the cube and letting that slide down and just taking that out, so that looks like the cube you've just taken out, when in fact it's sitting there. Okay, then make a big show of pushing your dart through, and you can actually show the, although it's a bit dark in there, but you can show this moving out quite freely. Then change hands. So you're going like that now, you're going to change hands, so you can put your hand around the back as though you're holding the tube like that, and then with the cube on the top like that, let go, and at the same time that will fall through, and it will look as though it's passed through the sword. Okay, then with your thumb over the front there, take that out, and it will reveal the cube having passed through. And that's it. And I think that's a pretty neat little trick. Like I say, it takes a little getting used to actually working it. It's not completely self-working. You've got to use a little bit of dexterity to pull it off. But I think once you do, it's a nice little trick. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. There will be many more videos to come. The channel is doing great guns. As far as I'm concerned, it's a success. Still not monetized yet. Still not making any money, but I think in maybe 1 or 2 months there'll be enough watch hours for me to achieve monetization. So it's all down to you people. Just keep watching the videos over and over and over again, and then go to all the other ones and watch those over and over and over again to make up my watch hours. And anyway, so all I ask is that you subscribe, you click the like button, click the all button, and you will be notified when I put new videos up. Okay, so that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.